All right, guys. So they say that crime does not pay, but apparently in California, crime does in fact pay. Take a look.
A pilot program in San Francisco will incentivize people not to commit crimes by paying them a stipend. As ABC 7 News reporter Melanie Woodrow explains, the program is not without controversy.
The San Francisco Dreamkeeper Fellowship is expected to launch in October. The pilot program will initially pay 10 at-risk for violence participants $300 a month to act as public safety ambassadors. If they meet certain milestones, they'll be eligible for as much as $500 a month. Sheryl Davis is the executive director of the San Francisco Human Rights Commission.
They are expected to do some conversations around public safety, to do some goal setting for themselves, to also think about how they can influence and impact their communities to be better.
Davis says the program will be funded by a combination of taxpayer dollars, private donations, and possibly a federal grant. Davis confirms the program was inspired by the Office of Neighborhood Safety, a former Richmond program developed by Devone Bogan.
The Office of Neighborhood Safety was created to interrupt, disrupt, reduce, stop shootings.
I've actually had some conversations with Devone, have asked him to help us really think through how we build this out.
David Mohammed, executive director of the National Institute for Criminal Justice Reform, says Operation Peacemaker Fellowship, a program of the Richmond Office of Neighborhood Safety, was massively successful.
There was a 70% reductions in shootings and homicides in Richmond.
But the Office of Neighborhood Safety was not without controversy. One member was arrested and later sentenced to 40 years to life for shooting and killing Javante Prothro, whose mother spoke to ABC 7 News in 2016.
You didn't take their guns. You were giving them money to buy more guns.
There's definitely something to be learned from that program that we want to benefit from. And there are things that we don't want to repeat.
We need to do what we can as a society to help turn people around and not always look at the negative.
The notion of paying criminals not to shoot might be a sexy headline, but it's an extraordinarily inaccurate description of the intervention.
The program will eventually expand to as many as 30 participants. In San Francisco, Melanie Woodrow, ABC 7 News.
All right, guys. So yes, you heard it. They're essentially paying criminals not to kill each other, right? Don't shoot each other. Don't commit any crimes, right? And see, if you listen to some of the people in that video, right, and how they try to frame it, a lot of people say, well, it's not as simple as paying people not to commit crime or to shoot each other. And I'm like, no, that's literally what it is. You are paying people not to commit crimes, because if they commit a crime or they shoot somebody, then they won't get paid, right? So you're paying them not to do that, right? And the reason why they try to frame it this way, in which they're trying to say, well, it's not necessarily paying people not to shoot, is because the people that are getting paid are supposed to be community ambassadors, right? They're also supposed to be involved in preventing crimes, right? Crime prevention. Okay. So, I don't know. To me, it sounds like they're paying people not to shoot people, right? And it's funny because the natural response to this is, okay, well, what about all the other law-abiding citizens, right? What about everybody else who has not ever shot anybody in their life and is just, a good law-abiding citizen in general? What about us? What do we get paid? Obviously, when it comes to liberal cities and liberal states like California, those people get screwed over, right? And this is what I hate about a lot of liberal policies / progressive policies. They always benefit those whom contribute the least to the system and also take away from the system, right? That's who it always benefits the most. And this is just another example of a far left policy that's designed to benefit those who take away. You know what your reward is for not committing crimes? You know what it is? It's not being locked up in a cage, right? That's your reward. If you don't commit crimes, the state will not lock you in a cage. That is supposed to be the reward for not killing other people and committing crimes, right? You're not supposed to get paid for things that you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to get paid for that. But see, in California, instead of trying to address the root causes of why this is happening, okay, for example, like poverty, family structure, culture, things like that. No. We're just going to pay people not to shoot each other, right? Not to kill each other, not to commit crimes. It's really ridiculous. Again, guys, taxpayer dollars being paid directly to criminals to not commit crimes. Again, we live in an upside down world. And the reality is that, you know, for a lot of these people, what'll probably end up happening is that they're not necessarily getting paid not to shoot other people. They're getting paid not to get caught, right? Because some of these people may take some of this money and, I don't know, buy drugs, maybe start selling drugs. Maybe this will fund some of their entrepreneurial businesses that they think that, hey, you know what, we might not necessarily get caught. Who knows? And speaking of drugs, this also comes as California is one of the first states to pay people to not do drugs, right? Pay drug addicts to not do drugs. Now, guys, if any of you guys know anything about drug addicts, or if you ever have been around a drug addict, you would know the last thing that you want to do for a drug addict is to give them money, right? That's the last thing you want to do. Why? Because typically they take that money and they buy more drugs. That's what they do. So I don't know what's going on in California, right? Because I remember there's another city in California, San Jose, that was actually requiring people get insurance and taxing guns to pay for gun violence in the city, right? So essentially they're taxing law-abiding, gun-owning citizens and making them pay financially because you have some criminals that are irresponsible with their guns and want to shoot and kill people. So law-abiding citizens got to pay up, right? These are the type of laws and policies that you get with far left woke fools like those that are running the state of California, right? This is what you get. You get policies that harm regular, everyday, hardworking people who want to get up every day, get a job, okay, want to follow the law, who want to be good citizens and give back. Those people get harmed. We always get screwed over. The people that always benefit from our hard work and the things we do are always people who are taken away from their neighborhoods, are a detriment to society, don't want to follow rules, don't want to do what they're supposed to do, right? And you can't change that behavior by throwing money at those people, right? You have to solve the root issues, either, you know, from a societal perspective or at an individual perspective in terms of why that person is the way they are, right? Throwing cash at them is not really going to help. It's not. But I don't know, man. I mean, who knows? I could be wrong. They say that this was successful in Richmond. So who knows? I mean, they can try this stuff out. If it works, hey, good for them. I still don't know if I would be cool paying for something like that, right? Paying for criminals not to commit crimes. Hey, I don't plan on ever living in California, so hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.